Long ago, in a land of cold winds and endless dark forests, there lived a young girl named Elara. She was different from the other villagers. At night, she would often gaze at the sky, murmuring as if speaking to the stars. No one understood her, but everyone thought she was strange. Elara's most striking feature was her eyes. They glowed a brilliant blue, even in the dark, filling people with both admiration and fear. The villagers called her the daughter of the forest, as her family had vanished in the woods years ago. Since then, Elara had lived alone, never speaking of her past. One day, something strange happened in the village. At night, a hauntingly beautiful melody began emanating from the forest. Those who heard it felt compelled to follow the sound, but anyone who ventured into the woods never returned. As the number of missing people grew, fear spread through the village, and the forest became even more forbidding. The villagers gathered one day to find someone brave enough to uncover the source of the melody. No one dared to volunteer. Then Elara stepped forward silently. Everyone was stunned. "I will go," she said. "I will uncover the secret of the melody and bring peace to the village." The villagers protested. "The forest is cursed," they said. But Elara was resolute. That night, under a sky full of stars, Elara set off toward the forest. She carried only a torch, a dagger, and a small medallion around her neck. The forest seemed alive, as if it welcomed her. The branches whispered and the leaves swayed. The melody grew louder as she ventured deeper. Elara's heart pounded with anticipation. As she walked, the melody drew closer, but she began to feel lost. The forest shifted around her like a labyrinth. Elara stopped and looked around. Suddenly, a shadow appeared. It resembled a person, but its face was obscured. "Who's there?" Elara called out, her voice trembling slightly. The shadow didn't answer, but the melody grew stronger. Summoning her courage, Elara decided to follow it. The shadow led her to the darkest part of the forest, where a massive tree stood. Beneath the tree, a glowing cluster of light surrounded a golden lyre. The melody emanated from the instrument. Elara had never seen anything so mesmerizing. Just as she reached out to touch the lyre, a voice spoke behind her. "Don't touch it," said a woman's voice. Elara spun around to see a woman with long white hair standing there. Her eyes glowed the same brilliant blue as Elara's. "Playing this lyre will disrupt the balance of the forest," the woman said. "Are you here to save the village or to find your destiny?" Elara was stunned. She asked the woman who she was, but the woman only smiled. "I am where your story begins. This forest is the bridge between your past and your future." Elara tried to understand her words. The woman gestured to the medallion around Elara's neck. "Do you know the secret of that medallion?" she asked. Elara looked down and saw the symbols on the medallion glowing faintly. It was as if the forest itself was responding to it.
The woman stepped closer and whispered, "The only way to save the village is to confront your past. If you play the lyre, you can silence the melody, but are you prepared to pay the price?" Elara was torn. Playing the lyre could save the village, but it might also disturb the delicate balance of the forest. If she didn't play, the disappearances would continue. Taking a deep breath, she made her decision. She reached for the lyre and began to play. The melody swelled, louder and more powerful than ever before. The trees shook, lights flickered, and then, sudden silence. When Elara opened her eyes, the forest had transformed. What had once been dark and menacing was now filled with light. Birds chirped, and the trees swayed peacefully. The woman stood before her. "You have restored the balance," she said, "but every balance requires a sacrifice." She looked into Elara's eyes and revealed one final truth. "You are now the guardian of this forest. Be ready to write your own story." When Elara returned to the village, the people were astonished. The missing villagers had returned, the melodies were silenced, and the forest was no longer a threat. But Elara was no longer just a villager. She was someone who had touched the forest's secrets and emerged changed. The villagers told Elara's story for generations, though no one truly knew what had happened in the forest. Only Elara and the stars knew the truth. If you enjoyed the story, please give the video a like. Share your thoughts in the comments about what you learned, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more captivating tales like this one. Thank you.